Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Coach Cruise. I'm your host, Brad. If there's anybody new out there, you see I have on my side here my sidekick, Zoe, and she's already getting into the treats. Got some beef liver for her, along with her traditional little shish kebab treats or whatever. But we're going to talk today about some of the best of, it won't be just Carnival. We have some other best of options, but I'm hoping to get a lot of input from you all. I know we have several people that are Carnival cruisers here, but we also I see Rick here in the comments, and I know he is a royal person. So we're going to be talking about ports and things like that as well. So we can get some input from everybody. But as I always do, let's say hi to everybody first. And we have Justin back. Justin was absent for a little while there, but he's back on the show. He gets the gold today. Rick, the Texas Cruisers, comes in with the silver. And Mandy, as I see, is going on the Legend in just 11 days. So there's nothing better than that feeling, right? When you get close to that cruise countdown and, at first it's 30 days and you get excited, and then it's 2 weeks, and sometimes it'll be 20 days, and once you get to 19, I even give it like out, we're in the teens now, that kind of thing. So yeah, very cool. We have Yvonne here, who is my, hope I pronounce this right, esthetician, I think is the correct term, and Zoe's shaking the table on me here trying to get to these treats. Calm down, Zoe, calm down. She's very hungry, apparently. J&T Adventures. Hey, Coach. Hello, everyone. And yes, that is cool about Mandy going on the Legend. We have Aaron. Admin Aaron is here. Admin Tim, I don't think is going to be here. He messaged me earlier something about he has a dinner or something he's going to. So we may not see Admin Tim, but we have Admin Aaron here to fill in very capably. Sandy, the Lost Pirate Jenkins, is back once again. Then we have Sheila Paradise. All right, Sheila Paradise. Frankie Floyd is back. Good to see you as always, Frankie. And, I just skipped a bunch there. Let me scroll back up here. Adventures with Uncle Dave. Good to see you as always. Ken Pasco is back. And Dolan is here. Hi, Coach. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Kimberly Lavelle says hello, Coach, and beautiful chat. Then we have Michelle B here. What's up, Michelle? Angie is here. Whatever floats your boat says, hey, y'all. Ken and Heather are here. Cruise Life TV, Greg and Michelle, good to see you. Trisha is back. Good to see you, Trisha and Bert. I mentioned Heather. Celebration February 16th. All right. Good deal. Celebrate February is just around the corner, obviously. So you're under 3 weeks, I believe, if my math is correct, and it might be incorrect, but I'm guessing it's somewhere right around there. We got Mike says, hi from Lake Kiowa, Texas. Okay, we got another Texas person here. Always love our Texas folk. And Kimberly says Carnival Magic on February 16th and Carnival Celebration on February 23rd. Oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. You got two kind of back to back. And then Trisha and Bert cruise on the Sunshine in 13 days for our Valentine's cruise. Very cool. I've been on the Sunshine once, and I like the Sunshine because they have that pool in the, the Serenity area. So that's a cool thing. And we have Carnival Cruise Addicts here, and they're saying, hey, Coach, that is Liz and Chris, for those of you who don't know. Cruise Life TV, Carnival Cruise Addicts, if you're not already subscribed to them, go check them out. I think you'll be very happy that you did. All right, Fred Brown says, hi, Coach. Thank you for everything you do. Love your content, and I love that comment. Thank you so much. And we got Eric from North Shore Travelers. Go check his channel out as well. He says, hey, Coach and fellow cruisers. And yeah, hello, everybody. So I feel like I'm finally caught up. And good to see everybody here on Tuesday. I just got back from coaching. Had basketball practice. Girls had a game yesterday, and we have a game tomorrow, so we were practicing a little bit late today. So I just got to my seat, and I started writing stuff down frantically here to kind of get ready for the show. So I hope I have enough content to get us through the hour. I know last week was a crazy fun show. We ended up going over 3 hours, and that was the longest show in Coach Cruz history. Honestly, a lot of it's a blur. I did a lot of shots that day. So today, not that I'm fearful of the shots, but I just wanted to change it up. You see, I have a much bigger glass, and no, I'm not going to put bourbon in that because I would be dead by the end of the hour. I have some very good beer that somebody got me. It is Three Floyds. That's a special brewery here in the Midwest that makes really good beer. So I have 3 cans. Zombie Dust is this one. We have the Turbo Reaper is this one. And we have Calumet Queen. These are all made by Three Floyds. The only one I know for sure that I've had is the Zombie Dust. There was a rage for that particular beer. I mean, people were waiting in line and buying it like as soon as it hit the shelves a year or two ago. You can get it readily available now, but it's only regional as far as I know. I don't know if you can get it nationwide yet, but it's a very popular beer. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be filling up one of these for any $15 super chat. Of course, a $10 super chat gets a treat for Zoe, and she is very interested in treats tonight, as she always is. And anybody that enters, even if you do it as little as a $1 super chat, you get entered in a drawing. Once we reach 100 in super chats, I do a drawing and we give away a shirt. Last week, we had Sherry win, Sherry and Jay, and Yoli won once again as well. So those were our 2 winners last week. And yeah, let's get another winner this week. And it's rare. Normally we have some people carried over, but Yoli did the exact amount on the super chat to go 71 through 100. So we will be starting from square one with the very first super chat. Okay, we're going to talk about some of the best of, and we're going to concentrate on Carnival. And Kimberly Lavelle received her T-shirt. I'm glad to hear that, Kimberly, and hope it fits well. And you know, and I know you said you loved it or whatever. So glad to hear. And that shirt that she's referring to looks a little bit like this. Looks a lot like this, actually. So that is the new design. I have the old design as well, which is the shirt that I have on in a variety of different colors. The new design is only in black, so you know. And Carnival Cruise Addicts got theirs as well. So very cool. And yeah, you know, you all can get your own too. And if you decide you don't like to do the super chats and would just like to purchase one, they're $25, and that includes shipping. So, or you can win one for as little as $1. Mark R. Booze is here, says, hey, Cruise Life. And did I miss anybody else? Because I missed Mark. And okay, let me scroll up. Because now, okay, I think, Kakins. I missed Kakins also. Haven't made a live in a while. Sorry, I've been busy. Hey, we're glad you're here. And I think I got everybody else. But sorry, I missed you too there. I don't know how I missed you. All right. So we're going to start off with best of ship class. And for Carnival, I think it comes down to, honestly, the top 3. We have the XL class, which are their flagships. You know, those are the newest ships, and they're massive. So there's a lot of people that have pushed back against the mega ship, not obviously because of the amenities and things like that, because it has a lot of amenities, a lot of great things on the ship, a lot of new things, a lot of bells and whistles. It's even got a flippin' roller coaster on the top of these ships, right? So not to mention newer restaurants. Shaq's Big Chicken is on a couple smaller ships, but primarily on the XL class. I know it's on the Radiance, and I think one other. But that is that's one of the perks. And then of course there's a couple other different restaurants. Emerald's, for example, is a pay restaurant, a la carte items and things. They have Carnival Kitchen, which is also on the Panorama, but almost mostly just the XL class. And what else does the XL class offer? It has more bars. It's going to have more areas for live entertainment. They do, speaking of entertainment, the XL class, if you're really into theater, they have the aerial acrobatics in the XL class, which is a really cool thing. I know on the Mardi Gras, there's a couple shows that involve that, Love in Vegas and Voodoo Moon. And I think, honestly, they did it the best with that first ship, the Mardi Gras. The what is it? The Celebration has the Most Magnificent Circus, I think it is their big show, and they have a couple other ones, but that's their highlighted show. And I just think the Mardi Gras use of the aerial acrobatics is the best. So if I had to pick, they're all pretty much the same. I would lean to the Mardi Gras just because I preferred the shows. But as far as the restaurants and everything, those are pretty much the same. So I guess it's port convenience too. Like I know Rick, for example, is in Galveston, so obviously he'd favor the Jubilee because he wouldn't have to travel anywhere. But if travel is equal and everything, I'd probably lean to the Mardi Gras, even though the Jubilee has some slight upgrades, and the Celebration's kind of like right in the middle there. But that's what I would go with the XL class. And what are your thoughts? Does anybody have any thoughts on the XL class? Now, by comparison, and Zoe, she is driving me insane going after these treats. As a matter of fact, I'm going to set them over here because she's just knocking into the table and everything else. Mark R. Booth says Vista class. All right, so that was going to be my next thought. Me personally, I've said this to several people. I think I've said it on the show a few times. My favorite class of ship on Carnival is the Vista class. I love the Horizon. It's probably my favorite ship. I favor the Horizon over the Carnival Vista primarily because it has a Guy's Pig and Anchor bar, and I prefer the bar and the drink choices in Guy's Pig and Anchor over what you could get in the Red Frog pub. It just came off the Carnival Vista. It's an amazing ship too. It was one of the first new ships that I went on. I think I was on its like 5th or 6th sailing, doing a Mediterranean cruise in 2016. So I have a lot of fond memories of the Carnival Vista. Also, it was one of the first ships to come back once we came back from COVID. And I went 3 straight weeks on it with Kindle Fire. So that was a great experience. I love the XL class too. Don't get me wrong. My next cruise is March 22nd on the Carnival Jubilee, and I'm super, super looking forward to that. Haven't been on the Jubilee except for one day when I was on a VIP event, managed to do a ship tour, everything else. The layout, if you've been on the Mardi Gras, if you've been on the Celebration, trust me, the basic layout and what everything looks like. Just, the design, colors, schemes, things like that are a little bit different. Couple different bells and whistles here and there, but for the most part, it's the same ship. And, it's just, some different shows and things like that. So I'll be looking forward to seeing some of the different shows available on the Jubilee. But in a tight race, I would favor the Vista class slightly over the XL class. And I know we have some people in the chat. I know Erin being one of them. She's been on about 5 cruises, and her favorite class of ship is the first one she went on, which was the Carnival Magic. At least that's what she's told me a couple times. So the Dream class, I know a lot of people really have some strong opinions and their like of the Dream class. So if there is anybody, that I know Mark just mentioned he prefers the Vista class. So yeah, let's see in the comments, what is your favorite ship among those 3 classes of ship? Of course, the Dream class, we have the Carnival Magic, we have the Carnival Dream, we have the Carnival Breeze. The Vista class, we have the Vista, we have the Horizon, we have the Panorama. the XL class, we have the Celebration, the Mardi Gras, and now the Jubilee. So, in each of those classes, those of you that have been on those ships, what were your favorites? I'm just going to go through the comments here. And by the way, this is almost strictly Coke. I've been trying to cut back on the drinking a little bit, but I say Tuesday is my night to be drinking. So I certainly will not turn down. Well, today, like I said, is going to be the big beer shots if there's any super chats. But this right here is this Coke Zero for the most part. And I am thirsty. All right. Okay, let's see if we got any more. Chris Moss is here. Just got off work. Good to see you, Chris. Carnival Cruise Addicts likes the Spirit class. And I know if Funnelheads was here, I think they would agree with that sentiment as well. Chabang. Chabang was the restaurant I was trying to think of that is on the XL class ships. That is a fusion of Mexican and Asian cuisine. They have two separate menus. One side, Mexican or Latin, and the other side, Asian. So, yeah, the Dog Father's Barbecue is back. Put me in, Coach. 18 days before Jubilee time. And Dog Father, I am excited too because that is my next ship. So if I see somebody going on the Jubilee, I'm pumped for that. We have Amy here. She says, finally here. Good to see you, Amy. And she just got a new pup. I'm pretty sure she named it Blue, if I remember correctly. I hope I got that right. And it's the cutest thing, bright blue eyes. So Cruise Life TV says more food venues and having 2 comedy clubs is awesome. Yeah. Speaking of, so Cruise Life TV and I were just on the Carnival Vista, and I gotta say, as far as my review of the comedy goes, and I know it's always hit or miss with the comedy. That's why I tend to lean towards the playlist productions, is because comedy can be so hit or miss. And once you're in comedy, it's one of those things like you're a little bit fearful of getting up and walking out so you don't get called out by the comedian or something like that. And then, I mean, most of the time they're halfway funny, so it's worth sitting in there anyway. But we got some very so-so comedians. And it just, I mean, honestly, I think just about every one I could. The first one we went and saw was okay, a few laughs, whatever. But yeah, I've been a little disappointed in the comedy lately with Carnival. And then the playlist productions on the Vista, voice appeal was lacking, especially in the males singers, especially the lead male singer in particular. And it honestly was one of I hate putting those team down because I know they work hard and they put a lot into it and everything, but it didn't make you want to come see the theater productions after watching the Welcome Aboard show and listening to the quality or lack of quality in some of the voices, particularly, like I say, the lead male singer. It's like, yeah, I don't want to hear this guy singing. And as a result, didn't really do much in ways that go into the shows, which is normally something I always like to go to. So I hope that's not the case for the Jubilee, and I doubt it will be, but let's move on. Kimberly Lavelle says, Mardi Gras Rock Revolution show was super great. Okay, very cool. And I know they had that Mardi Gras party, which was a lot of fun too. Ken says the Mardi Gras Texas cruiser. What a surprise. He picked the ship that's in Texas. I can't believe they that's a shocker, Rick, that you would pick the Jubilee. For sure, he says. Kakins, I love the XL class. Tricia, we've only been on the Mardi Gras, but have the Jubilee on hold for the booze cruise in October. Very cool. Carnival Cruise Addicts forgot the question. They must be drinking. Right now, we are on what's your favorite class of ship? And, if a particular ship in that class, if you want to mention it, Cruise Life TV says Vista class Horizon for so far. Dogfather Barbecue, been on the Mardi Gras and Jubilee and had a great time on both. I still say the Breeze is my favorite ship. So that's a dream class ship. Okay, so we got two classes there. Michelle says Horizon is a nice ride. Yep. Najuma Brown is checking in, says hello to everybody. Frankie Floyd lost us for a little bit. Well, I'm glad you're back, Frankie. Fred Brown, we've been on Mardi Gras and Celebration. Love the Celebration. Horizon and Magic is our favorite. Okay, so we have all three there. We got an XL class ship in the Celebration. The Horizon and Magic is their favorite. So that is Vista and Dream class. So there we go. Mark says, I'm looking forward to seeing the Venezia Sunday. Horizon is also my favorite. 3 times honor. Yeah, so there's a lot of Horizon fans out there, and that's out of Miami. Cruise Life TV says we'll be on the Jubilee for the October Booze Cruise. Very cool. All right. Amy is a Magic fan. There we go. We got another Dream Class favorite, Carnival Magic. Texas Cruiser says, I love the Breeze. We had a great hurricane extended cruise from 7 to 13 days. Yeah. Well, obviously, Rick has been on a cruise like that. Has anybody else been on a cruise that got extended, a day or two or longer because of, a weather-related incident? It could have been a COVID-related incident. I'm curious if we have anybody besides Rick that was involved on that. I wouldn't be opposed to being stuck on a cruise ship as long as you got to still do all the fun stuff, right? Heather says, love the Horizon, but the Magic is my favorite. Trisha, we love the Magic, been on her 4 times. All right, we got a lot of Magic love. Carnival Cruise Addicts, we love the Magic except for the Wi-Fi. We also like Celebration. Michelle is excited to check out the Magic. Happy to see the love for this ship. Cruise Life TV, love the Magic, Horizon, and Celebration. And definitely did meet me on the Magic and loved it. It's a little more cozy, but my love is the Mardi Gras. And I'm a big fan of the Mardi Gras, as I mentioned, too. So, yeah, very cool. Kimberly, never been on the Horizon, but I temporarily have one booked for New Year's Eve. All right, very cool. Cruise Life TV, the Magic. I mean, the Wi-Fi in the Vista was the worst this time. I will say that. I'm still waiting on, actually, I don't usually do that because I expect the Wi-Fi to not be perfect, but it was so bad I couldn't even upload not even one single video. And the one time I tried to go live, I was just got on, off, on, off, on, off. And it was just like, okay, I apologize to everybody. And yeah. And look at this here. We have our first super chat of the day. Get us rolling. Thank you, Mr. Chris Moss. And let me get a fresh, clean page here and write down numbers 1 through 15. And we are going to go with the zombie dust right here and get, I'm going to do a little beer and we will fill this all the way up. And this is a very hoppy beer, if I remember correctly. So this might be hard to drink fast, but we're gonna give it a go. Let me just take a sip of it first. Okay. So cheers, Chris and Zoe. Here, we'll get Zoe taken care of. Zoe, you got a treat. Come on up here. All right, high five for Chris. High five. What do you say? What do you say? She says thank you. And I say thank you. And cheers, Chris. All right, first one of the night. That tasted good, too. Okay, so Chris got us on the board. We're 85 away, and we're giving away the shirt. If by chance we don't reach 100, like I say, normally we always have a few carryovers from one week to the next, then you do carry over. And you do not have to be present in the chat or anything like that to win, just, check the replay or whatever. And if you see one, just message me, and that's that. I see we have 41 people online right now, which is great. I'll hit that like button. We might be able to jump that number up to 50 or so, because it'll get populated to more people. So that would be very cool. All right. But yeah, Chris, thank you for getting us going on that. Let's get through some more comments. Aaron says, I really like the Magic specifically. Not sure if I'd feel that way about the whole class. I love guys. P&G bars, so I'll probably be partial to any ship with those. Oh, Peg and Anchor. Yeah, Peg and Anchor. That's what she was trying to say there. And Erin has never been on XL, so can't comment there. But she does have one upcoming, I know. The Jubilee as well. Chris, yeah, love the showers. Love the showers in the XL. Oh, yeah, that is a good comment. So Cruise Life TV points that out. So those of you that haven't been on an XL class ship, but you've been on other Carnival ships, the regular Carnival ships, you just have that little shower curtain, right? That's most of the class. Maybe a few might have a glass door if you're in a suite or something like that. But the XL class have glass doors, which is nice. And I feel like they're roomy enough. Before I'd gotten on one, people said, oh, they're super small, this or that. But I don't know. I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'5", 260 as I weigh in today. And I fit in there no problem. So I would say that the ones with the shower curtain feel smaller to me than the ones with the glass door, but that's just my personal opinion. Amy says, Mardi Gras was beautiful, but I think I'm going to need to go on it again to check it out fully. It was very confusing when I was on it. And Amy, I also like that comment because when I first got on the Mardi Gras, that layout threw me off completely. Those of you that have been on a typical Carnival ship, once you've been on one Carnival ship, you get it. It's like, okay, deck 4 is going to be a lot of, public area stuff. Deck 5 is going to be a lot of public area stuff. And then wherever the Lido deck is, if it's on deck 9, deck 10, whatever, your way around. You figure it out pretty quick. And one Carnival ship doesn't change too much from the next. It might vary slightly, but you're not going to get lost or anything. So when you go on an XL class ship, first off, the public decks are like decks 6, 7, and 8. And then I think the Lido deck starts off at deck 16, 15 or 16. I think maybe 16, 17, 18, and then there's loft 19. So yeah, the upper decks I would say are a little less confusing, but it's such a big ship and there's so much on there that, it takes a while to walk around. So what I did is after the first day I was on the ship, I felt so lost as well. So the next morning, rather than going to the gym and getting on the treadmill or whatever, I just went to deck 6, 7, and 8, and I just walked back and forth through deck 6, 7, and 8 until I felt good about, where I was. So yeah. So, I mean, those of you that like the smaller class ship, the Vista, like I said, it's a larger ship, Vista class ship. But I feel it's not too large and you have that basic same cozy feeling. And the Magic's not much smaller than the Vista class either, the Dream class, I should say. Danny D is here. Let's see. Rose Sharp, Spirit class favorite, Pride. Enjoyed the beautiful Venezia, but too big in our opinion. Okay, so Rose, if you think the Venezia, which is basically a Vista class ship, just the design is way different, then yeah, you definitely don't want to go on an XL because that is crazy big. So that would be just my advice to you if you thought the Venezia was too big. Anyone want to dance? I enjoyed the Paradise because it's small. I'm disabled and I had a hard time walking around the Breeze and the Dream. Yeah, you know what? And that's a great point. Mobility, if that's an issue, and it's a smaller, area to get from one venue to the next. I totally get that. So I feel you on that. Dogfather's Barbecue Magic was our first Carnival ship, holds a special place in our hearts for sure. And like I mentioned, Erin, that was her first. So she just told me similar thoughts on that. Cruise Life TV were brought back to Miami a day early and stayed on board while in port. It was interesting pulling in when it was still daylight. Yeah, what was that? What was that for? Greg and Michelle. We disembarked the next day as scheduled. Well, the bad thing about that is I think if you were in the casino, you wouldn't be able to play in the casino. And then if you were getting drinks, you're probably getting charged tax too. So that would be a little bit. Michelle says, shot time. What shots are you doing, Michelle? Or were you referring to me doing the big shot of beer? And that big beer shot was very tasty, by the way. So thanks again for that, Chris. The zombie dust hit. Very nice. All right. Mark says I'd be lying if I didn't give a shout out to the fantasy class. Sensation was my favorite out of that bunch. All right. So we're getting a lot of love for the smaller class ships. The Carnival Cruise Addicts love the fantasy class. Dogfather's barbecue. We usually do the chef's table and the steakhouse, but had such a great time with Carnival Kitchen last cruise that we booked it 4 times coming up. All right. So you know what? Dogfather's barbecue. I agree that Carnival Kitchen can be a lot of fun. And those of you that have not booked the Carnival Kitchen, you do. They have the chef, and you have your own stations that you are paired up at. So I mean, if you're with a spouse or a friend, you two would be at one station, and they have Carnival Kitchen in the evenings now. It's not just making a cake class or making pie class or cupcakes or sushi or anything. They have actual whole dinners that you can prepare. Now that does cost more. I think it's a little pricey. It's about $60 a pop, but you're making a really high end meal. And I do believe that includes wine with your meal as well. But you prepare it, and then it's some people have said they felt a little bit bad because they felt like the food was being wasted, because you prepare your own food, but you eat some of the appetizers and things like that, but like the main courses and stuff like that, I think it's because in case people screw their food up or didn't turn out exactly the way it was supposed to, the chefs make it the way it's supposed to, so it's just right. And then that's the food that you actually get served. So what they're doing with the food that you make in those, at least the class I did, I'm not sure, but I do remember a couple people being like, oh, I feel bad because we made that food, and then we're eating this other food, which is the same food, but yeah. So there's that. I know if you do like the pie class or something like that, you get your actual pies back. They'll deliver them to you at dinner or deliver them to your stateroom, something like that. So the Carnival Kitchen, yeah, that's a lot of fun. So I would recommend that to people, though. Michelle, yes, just put me on the boat. Any boat will do. You know what? Right now, I concur with that a lot. Cruise Life TV, medical emergency. Yes, charge tax on the drinks. Okay. All right. And we have Eric from North Shore Travelers, 18 days until the Mardi Gras, 3 cruises on the XL class, but we do love the Horizon and Vista class. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. I've seen some of Eric's posts on Facebook and stuff like that. And let me write down NST, and I know that stands for North Shore Travelers, and you are 16 through 25, my friend. And you know what? Since I'm doing a little curveball to you all, I am going to do $10 shots today, because this is beer, which I know doesn't hit quite as hard as the shots. So since I'm taking it a little easier, we're going to do it on the 10. All right, Zoe, come here. Got another treat coming. We got a treat from North Shore Travelers. What do you think about that? High five for that. And what do you say? What do you say? What do you say? All right, she said thank you. And thank you, sir. And cheers to you. Oh, that is a little hoppy. That's a good beer, though. Zombie Dust. That's good stuff. So thank you for that. All right. So we are just 75 away now from giving away that shirt. We might make it this time. Hiki Nuki World Tour. Good to see you back. And yeah, your name's, I'm glad it's early in the show and I haven't had too much to drink yet, because your name would be hard to say otherwise. It's not the easiest sober, but all right, let's see. I definitely meant Guys Pinginger, not PNG. My brain misfired. And I knew what you meant. No worries. North Shore Travelers, I wish it was Jubilee, but going on Mardi Gras for our second time. It will be our third XL class, as we tried the celebration already too. Yeah, the Jubilee, it'll be my first full cruise on the Jubilee. I really like that Dr. Inks. I'm happy to say that I got to try some drinks from Dr. Inks. And also, I know it's the Brass Magnolia on other ships. I forget what it's called on the Jubilee, but it's that same bar. It's designed the same everything, that's on the celebration and the Mardi Gras too. So that they have a little different menu there. Oh, the Mardi Gras also had a really good drink. That it was like it was lemon. It was lemony, but it was very refreshing. Kind of like a spiked lemonade, but better. I forget what it was called, but yeah, there's a really good lemon drink in that Brass Magnolia. If anybody's going on the Mardi Gras, I would definitely recommend that. Let's see, I'm talking about the ship still. Rick, the Texas Cruiser, is drinking Evan Williams bourbon tonight. All right, enjoy that, sir. Celebration was better with Lee, was our cruise director. Yeah, I love Lee, and I think he's going to do what, some of the cruise directors that are fleet cruise directors, they make cameo appearances as cruise directors and fill in, here and there as a cruise director. Obviously, they have that experience. Yeah. And Amy says there's a pie class. Yes, there is a pie class. And I think when I went, it was apple pie that they were making. So, and North Shore Traveler says, cheers, coach. And yeah, go check his channel out as well. And he'll be having some, obviously, with going on the Mardi Gras, we'll be having some new content coming up very shortly. So you definitely want to check that out. Trisha says, Bert says, let's go. Shot. And I am down with that. You know what? This one I don't think has enough to fill this cup up. So let's see. We will go with the this is the IPA. What's this one? This one is a Kolsch style ale, the Calumet Queen. Let me open this one up here. But that Zombie Dust, that was really good. I just don't have enough to make a third cup. This is like 2.5 cups per beer. All right, so there we are. Top that off a little bit. Let me take a sip first. Oh, I got to write your number down. I'm just going to put, I'll put Trisha and Bert. Going to squeeze that in there. So 26 through 35. 26 through 35. And Zoe, you got another treat. All right. So high five for Trisha and Bert. Don't drink my beer. Sniffing my beer. High five for Trisha and Bert. What do you say? Oh, there's a hearty thank you there. All right. And thank you to, and they were just on the New Year's Eve cruise. And we had a few of these together, especially on the bar crawl. So cheers to you guys. Here we go. That was good. Three Floyds. They make some good beer, I got to say. Okay, so I wrote you down. Yes. All right, so we're up to 35 already. So we're only 65 away. All right. And thank you once again. Mark says, I've been on the Mardi Gras this time at least. I have an idea where everything is. Latitudes, the Sakura. Okay. Latitudes, the Sakura. I remember that's the bubble drink, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay. I think Dr. Inks is a great gimmick. Yeah, it is a great gimmick. And they have the bubble drink at each one of those. Like the Dr. Inks, I think, is like the ocean bubble or something like that. But yeah, they do, you know, whatever, a different bubble drink on each one, but they're all fun. Aaron says there's only 27 likes and way more people present. At least there was when she put that. Now there's not too many more. We were up to 40, down to 33 now, but that's still, we can get an extra 6 likes from the 6 of you that haven't liked the show yet. I hope you like it. I hope that's why you're still here. We were on the Mardi Gras and had a great time. That is, well, let's put that comment right up there. And that way I don't have to pronounce the Hikanuki World Tour. All right. Mark is taking his son for his 23rd birthday. Very cool. CLTV Bert says, hi, Greg. We're missing Michelle. And they miss you as well. All right. So I can't believe I finally caught up with all the comments. And thank you all for the super chats, Chris and North Shore Travelers, and Bert and Trisha. Let's go on to the next thing, something we all like to talk about, and that is food. Okay. So how about we start at the top, because we're going to get our best food assortment, obviously, from the XL class, because there's simply more choices there. All right. Now, the first thing I will say, and I know that Aaron is super pumped about this, is Shaq's Big Chicken. So she's been on other ships that don't have a Shaq's Big Chicken. And she says, I have to admit, I'm super excited about Shaq's Big Chicken, because she's heard people talk about it. Now, I have heard the comment, and I got to admit, every time I've been to Shaq's Big Chicken, it's been on point. I mean, it really has. And I've gone on the XL class several times, but some people have said, yeah, it's not as good as it used to be. I can't say that I share that sentiment, but I can share that sentiment about Guy's Burgers. Even though the last couple Guy's Burgers I had have been really, really good, it wasn't on the level that I'd remembered it, on past cruises. So if that's people's sentiment, I can understand it. But I mean, Shaq's Big Chicken, I feel like it is a big piece of chicken. I mean, it's always been juicy for me. I like the spicy one, the Uncle Jerome chicken sandwich. Oh, so good. And even the breakfast, you can get hot honey, chicken with hot honey and a biscuit and everything. So I really like that. And that's free, just like Guy's Burgers free, just like Blue Iguana Cantina, and the tacos and burritos are free. That's a great free option in addition to the buffet. You have some free gelato stations, things like that. Also, you have the deli with some different sandwich offerings, but that's down on deck 8. Now, some people might not like that because you have, what was I going to say? You have you're going to have to get on the elevator. The deli's usually on the Lido deck on most of the other smaller cruise ships. So to go down, and then the pizza is also next to the deli. So yeah, deck 8. And then you got to go all the way back up to deck 16 if you want to, get different food or whatever. But then they have street eats too, which is a variety of small little, appetizer type portions and things like that, where, like the thyme fries, where you can get those French fry lovers. Who doesn't love French fries? Topped with a bunch of different toppings and things like that is really cool. And so Carnival Cruise Addict says, yes, gimmick drink, just like a restaurant in CT called C.O. Jones. Yeah. And look at this. We've got Amy says, treat for you and Zoe. That is awesome. That is a $20 super chat. And let me put down Amy. 36 through 55. And look at that. We're more than halfway there. And I have the Calumet Queen. And look, the orange even matches the orange in the super chat there. So let's fill this cup up. Zoe, come here. So, you want another treat? I got 3 left. Will be 2 left after this. All right. And I know Amy is a dog lover. I've seen Amy's Facebook posts. She's one of the people that fosters dogs. High five for Amy. Dog lover. What do you say? That was a hearty thank you. She super appreciated that. And I do too. Thank you so much, Amy. And I've cruised with Amy on the Carnival Magic. And as you remember, Amy is Aaron's sister. So we got both sisters on the show today. Very good. And thank you again. That's awesome, Amy. Thanks so much. Carnival Cruise Addict says biscuits are a bit dry at Shacks, if you ask me, but probably depends on the ship. Yeah. And, you know, we were talking about that. I had this amazing, I'm going to order it on every cruise I go on now. Well, I shouldn't say that because it might not be as good. I had this crab and avocado sandwich that was on the C-Day brunch menu. And I will admit, it's an $8 upcharge. And some people, like I say, are looking at the menu and say, look, there's all this other stuff that's free, that's good. Why would I pay $8? Honestly, I did it in part for the channel to report on something new. And I had the shrimp and grits before, and I had that a few times, and that had always been good. And I just said, you know what? I want to try something that I haven't tried. And I tried that, and oh my God, I did that. I only went to C-Day brunch one time. It was on the last day. And that was maybe the most amazing sandwich I've eaten on a Carnival ship ever. I mean, it was amazing. It had an egg on top of it, you know, so an egg, and, you know, it was like something like a crab cake or whatever, avocado with the egg on top, and the biscuit was like or the bun was like a brioche bun, I think. I don't know. It was just, I can't explain it. I can't do it justice by trying to explain it. It was just amazing. I mean, it was $8. I will get one, I promise, on the Jubilee when I go. It was Emerald Select menu. So the Emeralds probably has it at their regular little restaurant on Jubilee. The C-Day brunch, maybe they have it, you know, on the side thing also. That's where I got it when I was on the Vista, but it was absolutely fabulous. So I will pay that extra $8 for that and not feel bad about it. All right, we got M74. She has checked in. Good to see you, M. The Down Under Cruisers is here. They were a big influence in the Helping Hands for Cruising. Says, I believe you're joining us on the Rock and Roll Cruise. Is that correct? Well, I don't know when the Rock and Roll Cruise is, Down Under Cruisers, but I released all the dates of all the cruises I have coming up. So if it's the same as whenever that Rock and Roll Cruise is, then yes. If it's not, then no, unfortunately, because I would love to do it. All right. Erin says she is super pumped to try it. I'm guessing she's talking about the Shack's Big Chicken. I am behind in the comments, so. Cruise Life TV says, how's that pizza? Did you finish your pie? All right, and thank you again, Amy. She says, you are very welcome, Zoe. Okay. Last time we had guys that was super salty. Pig and Anchor, we tried once and never went back. C-Day brunch and street eats are the go-tos for us. Okay, so that is on the XL class ships. Honestly, I I've been, I mean, you're going to gain weight on a cruise for the most part. I know there's always a few people that said, "Oh, I actually lost weight," or "I only gained, 2 pounds or whatever." I gain weight like crazy, but part of it is I'm usually pretty good leading up to the cruise, as far as not eating bad because I want to try to go on in shape. I try to go with the mindset of, I want to be in shape when I get on there because I know I want to eat without restrictions. I want to eat what I want. I want to drink what I want. I don't want to have to work out. I try to work out. Usually it happens once or twice. But yeah, so that's my thing. But it's a battle. But I know like this most recent cruise, I'm still up about 20 pounds. I know that's scary to admit, but from the time I left from before Christmas, and I did go home and did the cookies and the pies and the Christmas food and everything, and then went on a cruise. So the combination of Christmas week and then the New Year's Eve cruise, I swear I'm about 20 pounds heavier as I sit here right now. And I was actually a little bit more than that because I had a bad weekend where I gained some weight. And then these last 2 days, I've kind of been, really being good and exercising and eating right and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it could be a battle, coming back from cruises and stuff. But we're gonna eat that food because it's too good not to, right? And then Aaron says, "Oh my God, here we go with the crab and avocado sandwich again." Yes, it was that good, and I'll keep talking about it. And when I eat another one, if it's as good, I'm going to talk about it again. Carnival Cruise Addicts says, "But your back looked amazing." Yeah. Michelle B, the best was Simple Man, Leonard Skinner Cruises. Okay. I feel like that's a side conversation. Mike says you don't have to work out on a Jubilee with all the walking. Yeah, and you know what? And speaking of walking, I don't like the elevators on the XL class ship. They're super small for as big a ship as they are. There's a lot of them, but they're small. And so yeah, I mean you can walk a lot, and if you walk the stairs instead of taking the elevators everywhere, yeah, you definitely could get by with just walking the ship. So that's a good point, Mike. Appreciate that. Down under cruisers, the casino makes enough money from you. Helping Hands for cruisers wants some of those funds. Yeah, uh, you would get a lot of money if you got the casino money for sure. Dogfather's Barbecue says the elevators are way small, and they are definitely right. Carnival Cruise Addicts, remembering you shaved your back on the live? Yes, absolutely waxed. Yeah, I just don't remember it. Maybe the beer is hitting me. I don't remember what led to that. I don't know. Like I said, the beer shots are maybe taking their effect right now. Okay, so now Vista class. So we talked about the XL class. Let's go. There's Chibang. Chibang is a free restaurant. Now they do have a Cucina del Capitano, and on the XL class, here's the thing: it's free. If you go to Cucina on the Vista class, you're going to get charged $24 per person. It is free on the XL class. Now, here's the catch. Most of the menu items that you would get that you're paying $24 for aren't available on the Jubilee class ships, but there are some, like chicken parmesan, for example, is one. Now, the reasoning behind this is their main dining room is not big enough to accommodate everybody on the ship. So what they have to do is they have to divvy people out. So Chibang, for example, is free. I know it's free at least once, maybe free twice. But then after that, I think they charge $5 or something. That was a new thing they started because I guess Chibang was getting too crowded. Cucina del Capitano, same type of thing. You can go once, I think, for free, and then outside of that, it's more money or something. I don't know. Rudy's Sea Grill, that is kind of like the seafood version of the steakhouse. So it's going to probably be about $50 a person, $52, something like that. You have the oh my God, the Asian bonsai Teppanyaki, bonsai teppanyaki, yeah, and that's in the 40 some odd dollar range on the XL class ships. Now they do have that on the Horizon and the Panorama as well. They have it on the Venezia, um, but there are, like I said, Rudy Seagrill, you can only get on the XL class for the most part. Shaq's Big Chicken, the only place you can get. Emerald's restaurants, the only place you can get, is on the XL class. And so there's just more variety, and some of it's you got to pay for. Now the Vista class, the specialty restaurants they have are Gigi's, Asian cuisine, and Cucina del Capitano. Now at lunchtime, you can get those for free, but dinner it's $24 per person. All right, so those are the specialty restaurants in addition to the steakhouse, and then after that, it's the stuff that you would expect. You got your deli, you got your Guy's Burger, you got your Blue Iguana Cantina, and you pretty much know what you're getting. And then the rest of the ships below that, like I think we dropped down to the Dream class, they'll have a Cucina, but they won't have a Gigi's. So they have a Cucina and a steakhouse, but they're missing a Gigi's. So as you keep dropping down in class, you get down to the point where, the lower classes, some of them only have a steakhouse. And I think there's even a couple of the smaller ships that don't even have a steakhouse, if I remember correctly. Or yeah, I think I've been on a ship that didn't even have a steakhouse, if I remember correctly. So yeah. All right, let's go see some of these comments. Yes, Dogfather's Barbecue. I just mentioned about it. Richard actually going on the celebration, heard good and bad things about the ship. I think mostly good. I mean, I don't know if you have a specific thing you heard that was bad or whatever. I've been on the celebration plenty, so I could definitely comment on my thoughts on that. But I like the celebration in general. Amy Kez says, what ships are the XL class? That would be the Carnival Mardi Gras, the Carnival Celebration, and now the Carnival Jubilee. And there are a couple ships that are going to be coming out. I think the next one, 2027, is another XL class ship. So they're going to have, I think, 5 in total. I think 2 more they've agreed to build. So, yeah. Cruise Life TV says the Asian bowls. Dogfather's Barbecue, love the sushi on the XL ships for sure. And they do have sushi on pretty much all the other cruise ships. And that is an extra cost, of course. Amy says Cucina was pretty good. Chibang was not great, and there wasn't much for the kids to eat. More impressed with the Mexican than the Asian, though. And yeah, I have not been impressed with Chibang. One thing I do want to try, I mentioned this to Aaron, is they have this duck that you can get through Chibang. I think it's through the Asian side of the menu or whatever, and you have to pay extra for it. I think it's an extra $20 per person or something. But you can get this duck that I heard was really, really good. But you have to order it early and let them know ahead of time or something like that. So I've never tried it. So I want to try it on this Jubilee cruise and order this duck for the first time. So, yeah. Even at $8, it's not that bad. Are you referring to that sandwich? I think. Yeah. If that's the case, yeah. It's definitely not that bad. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm missing any of these comments. You all are blowing up the comments, which is awesome. Trying to get to as many of them as I can. Pig and Anchor. The Pig and Anchor area, Amy says, was her favorite area on the Mardi Gras. And that area is huge. They had live music back there. It's the largest area eating venue on the ship outside of the main dining room. That's where I actually have my bar crawls meet because it's such a big area, that it's easy to get started there. So like on my next bar crawl hosted on the Jubilee, I mean, I'm sure that's where I'll have everybody meet up once again, and then we start the bar crawl from there. Richard says, can I bring extension cord, something to plug up my camera and things? Yeah, for the most part, I haven't ever heard them saying you can't use an extension cord. I know some people like are annoyed that they have to use an extension cord to plug things up and stuff. There are certain, outlet things that I think they don't allow you to use, but I have not heard the extension cord being one of those. Oh, okay. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, there's your see. Look at that. We got other pros in the comments. They said as long as it doesn't have a surge protector, and that was what I was thinking of. Except I didn't know exactly the surge protector, but I knew it was something like that. Cruise Life TV. If you plan to go to the specialty restaurants, be sure you are set up with anytime dining. If you have fixed time, you'll have to wait until I think. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's a great tip there. Cruise Life TV. Yeah. Says if you plan to, yeah, I always sign up for the anytime dining. It seems like more and more people are doing that. So I've seen wait lists on the anytime dining. I haven't been denied yet. I don't know if that's because I'm diamond or what, but yeah, that would, to me, not having anytime dining would be a big bummer. Uh, yeah, Dogfather's Barbecue says Chibang was a huge miss for us. Probably won't go back. Oh, Ken, there we go. So Ken tried the duck. So the duck is good. They carve it at the table. Very cool. I'm looking forward to eating some duck on the Carnival Jubilee. So thank you for that, Ken. Michelle B says Magic will be hubby's first cruise. I always leave him behind with the dog. Man, you believe? Well, I mean, Michelle. All right. Well, it's a good thing that you're bringing him along this time. I mean, who's watching the dogs though? But I'm glad that the hubby finally gets out of the doghouse and gets to go on a cruise. So that part is cool. Tricia says there's a Facebook post with Guy about the duck. He's got a show on 131 with his family on the. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. When is the next Carnival ship coming out? I think the date is 2027. We got Carnival Cruise Action, Cruise Life TV. One of them might know the exact time. As a matter of fact, they might have already put it in the comments because that seems to be what's happening here. Another XL class. They haven't named it yet. Yeah, they have not named it, but I think it's coming out. I don't know if they've given a month. I just think they said 2027. Dogfather's Barbecue. Summer Landing is a great area to hang out in. Pig and Anchor is sad with the Jubilee out of Texas. I wish they had better. Oh, okay. So you're talking about the barbecue. Yeah. I mean, with a name like Dogfather's Barbecue, obviously you know all about good barbecue. The barbecue, yeah. I mean, I smoke briskets and, pork belly and things like that. So if you do your own stuff at home and you're expecting it to be as good or better, you're going to be disappointed. Those people that don't have, barbecue readily available to them, you might be okay with the barbecue. I thought the chicken was okay, Dogfather, but I totally know what you mean about all the other stuff. Some of the sides, were okay. But yeah, I totally get you on that. But if you're into barbecue, it's kind of what I've said about pizza. I'm from Chicago, so we arguably have some of the best pizza in the world. So when I go on a cruise ship and I eat the pizza, even the pizza that everybody's in line 50 deep for, I get that pizza and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Like if I'm starving and half drunk, I can do it. But if I'm semi sober, I'm not going to wait 50 deep in line to get that pizza because I'm used to like some of the best pizza in the world. And I'm not being a snob about it or anything. It's just, that's just the way it is. If you're from a region, like Texas or something like that has amazing barbecue, and then you go on a cruise ship and you try their barbecue, you're going to be disappointed. It's just that simple. And even if you aren't even from a region where they have great barbecue, if you smoke your own stuff, it's probably going to be better. So yeah, I totally agree with that. The Carnival Cruise Addicts, they're trying to start a fight. You see this? You see this comment? Okay, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Okay. Chicago pizza is nowhere near as good as New York pizza. When was the last time you were in Chicago, first of all? Because you haven't been to Chicago with me. So you were just going to the wrong Chicago pizza place, is probably what happened. You come up here with me, we'll get you to a real pizza place. And yeah, you won't be saying that. Cruise Life TV says nothing like New York pizza. Well, I expect Greg to say that because he's from New York. So I'll give Greg a pass on that one. Okay, let's see. Used to that New York City pizza so far, no ship has come close. Yeah, I mean, again, if you're from regions that have great pizza, it's you want a cruise ship. It's not going to be the same. It's just not. I mean, if you're from a place that the pizza's just whatever, then yeah, the pizza will probably be good. But let's see. Texas barbecue is much better than Kansas City barbecue. Just saying. We're going to end up having some fights on here. We got people from different regions or whatever just going at it. Look, I can't believe, the comments were just absolutely blowing up. And I'm just looking up, and all of a sudden here, we're already over an hour. I didn't really even get into, we didn't even finish the food, honestly. We still had, food to talk about. I was going to talk about shows. I was going to talk about live entertainment. I was going to talk about the casino. Okay. The casino on the different classes of ship, for example, on the Vista class, one thing that a lot of people are disappointed with is they took out the casino bar. So a lot of people are disappointed with that. And I understand that. I really do. That could be, I know we got Carnival Cruise addicts on here. They might be like, well, that sucks. That's one of the things we hate the most. Maybe they really like the bar. I think the reason they got rid of it was because people were complaining about the smoke in the Vista class ships, that they didn't do a good job of ventilating. And so the casinos were really smoky. And now they have some no smoking portions of the casino. So yeah, we didn't talk about that, but some of the smaller ships obviously have a bar. The XL class ship has a bar in the casino, so we didn't talk about that. Then I was going to get into ports of call and also cruise directors. We didn't get to any of that stuff because look at that. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to put this comment up because yes, I agree with that. Excuse me, but Chicago pizza is the best. All caps, double exclamation point. Hands down, triple exclamation point. So take that, all you New York pizza people. No, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been to New York enough to compare. But if somebody wants to send me a New York pizza, I will take your New York pizza, and then I will go buy a Chicago pizza, and I'll eat them side by side. And then you can, then I can get a fair. So, just saying, if anybody's in the New York area wants to send me a New York pizza, they do that in Chicago here. I know they have, you can send people Chicago pizzas and things like that. So, yeah. Chris Moss says, love me some Lou's. Sorry, DiGiorno's and Pizzeria Uno. Yeah, one thing I will say, and since we're talking about pizza, in Chicago, we're known for the deep dish pizza. And let me say, it's really good. I got some a few months ago, but I'll get that maybe once a year. Most Chicagoans are thin crust pizza people. Like if we're ordering a pizza on a semi-regular basis, most people aren't ordering a deep dish, but that's supposedly what we're known for. And most locals won't order that. We're going to order like thin crust. Michelle B says, going for 3 hours, we're just getting started. Well, I tell you what, Michelle, last week's show was so much fun. We had Cruise Life TV. They joined us the second half of that. And the super chats is what just kept going. And so somebody did another super chat. I said, okay, I'll stay on a little longer. And then we're about to wrap it up. And somebody did another super chat. Okay, I'll stay on a little bit longer. And that's just what kept it going. So yeah, that's kind of where it went. And then once we got close to 3 hours, it's like, okay, got to get 3 hours now since we're so close. Dogfather's Barbecue, y'all can keep the pizza. I'll have a reverse seared ribeye. Oh, that sounds so good. Yeah, I'm not trying to say, barbecue over pizza. I mean, I'll go down to Texas, and if I go down to Texas, I mean, I just want to eat barbecue. Like that's, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not saying that's the only thing I eat when I go down there, but if you say, okay, we can do barbecue, or we can do this, or we can do that barbecue, like you don't even have to get or the, just barbecue. Barbecue, okay, yeah, let's do that. I mean, Texas just has such good barbecue. Carnival Cruise Addicts, look, even crappy pizza is good pizza. Yeah, well, Carnival Cruise Addicts, in fairness, they're from Florida, right? So they don't truly know good pizza because, well, the best pizza is not in Florida. Sorry. So that's probably why cruise pizza is great to them. Picking on Liz and Chris now, but kind. Yeah, preach, coach. Thin crust pizza for the win. There we go. All right, Richard Adley, can my wife get me a drink with my set and sailing card? Yeah. Okay. So this is a good question. So Richard says, can my wife get me a drink with my sail and sign card while I'm doing something else? Now, in some venues, they can be particular. Like if you have a stranger's card and you try to order a drink with a stranger's card, they might say something. Usually when you have somebody's sail and sign card, if that's the person you're in the cabin with, they don't cause you too much trouble, especially if it's a bar that you frequent and the bartenders know you because it's a few days into the cruise and that you go to that particular bar a lot. Now, where they can question you is, let's say it's late at night, and I've seen people try this because, why wouldn't you? If you're running low on your drinks, let's say you're pushing 15 or maybe you even hit 15, and then you tried to use your wife's card or your wife tried to use your card, and they might say, okay, well, where are they? They're back in there. Oh, they need to be here. That's the only time I've really seen it turned down, especially like if you're by a pool or something. They know, like, okay, somebody's in the pool, so you bring up 2 cards, and they're usually really easy about that. So for the most part, you're going to be able to use somebody else's card, especially, I mean, as you mentioned, your wife using yours almost all the time. They're going to say okay to that. It's when you, like, if you go to the coffee line, if you can get some gourmet coffees, I see people giving 2 cards all the time and never seen them say, oh no, they have to be here, anything like that. But like I say, if it's really late at night, that other person's in bed or whatever, usually they're okay with it, but sometimes I've seen it questioned a couple times. So yeah, there you go. Amy says deep dishes are great every once in a while, but usually order thin crust or double dough. Yeah. And Amy's from the Chicago area, suburb. Dogfather's barbecue. Wife has to have pizza every cruise. Hard pass for me. I'm kind of with you there. I don't really do the pizza. I'm not saying I won't do it. I just rarely do it. Hikanuki World Tour. If you tip the bartender enough, suddenly they can't tell you from your wife. There's a lot of truth in that. A lot of truth. A lot of truth in that. Okay, everybody, we are almost 15 minutes over time, and I love the fact that we still have 33 people. I have a little beer here left, so I will sip that, but I will say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for a wonderful show. Thank you for all the comments. Honestly, you all blew up the comments. It was amazing. Thank you for the super chats. Chris Moss, North Shore Travels, Eric from North Shore Travels, Trisha and Bert, and Amy. Yours will all carry over to next week. So we have 1 through 55. Chris is 1 through 15. North Shore Travelers 16 through 25. Trisha and Bert 26 through 35, and Amy 36 through 55. Those will carry over to next week. So you will be in the drawing. I'm for sure we will get a drawing next week. And yeah, Texas Cruiser is saying have an awesome week to everybody. A lot of you are doing that out there. And yeah, have an awesome week, everybody. We will see you all next week. We got the Super Bowl coming up in less than 2 weeks. So maybe we'll do some kind of themed show around the Super Bowl, since that will be the last show before the Super Bowl. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but we'll try to figure something out. All right. Again, everybody that's saying great show and goodbye and all that, appreciate you. Thank you all. We're actually jumped up the number to 37, and here I'm getting off. But all right, guys. Thank you all. We'll see you next week. Take care. Peace. And peace.